You get stale.
Popcorn.
You forget about things like stale.
Popcorn, stale popcorn.
Popcorn.
This is the
Stale popcorn.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm Steven, and with me as always is my good buddy, Chris. Chris, how are you?
I'm well, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing fairly decent. We got a show for folks. Bloody, I tell you what, we're going to be talking about 28 years later, among other things. There's time codes if you want to skip around and take a jaunt. I got some news. You want to indulge me?
I'm indulging. Let's hear.
Chris, are you a fan of participation trophies?
Yeah, get them every year as a kid.
Yeah.
Only ones I ever got.
Well, good news. I guess good news, maybe. We'll see. Tom Cruise, Dolly Parton, Debbie Allen, and Wynn Thomas are to be presented honorary Oscars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton? What'd she do? Was that for her Hannah Montana
Yeah.
spots or what?
That exactly. It says the honorary award is given to, quote, honor extraordinary distinction in lifetime achievement, exceptional contributions to the state of motion pictures, arts, and sciences, or outstanding service to the Academy. So Tom Cruise won for saving Hollywood pretty much. I don't know. Is it kind of insulting to be like, good try, pal?
Here you go, yeah.
Like,
Just because you keep trying.
mhm. It's like,
It is
thanks
a
for all
little.
you've done for the Academy, or I guess Hollywood in general. They should have an inscription at the bottom that says, I saved Hollywood and all I got was the stupid trophy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say Hollywood owes Tom Cruise a life debt.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, moving on. Chris,
Yes.
question for you.
Answer.
What do a small group of certain Somalis and a Korean wingman have in common?
Somalis and a Korean wingman? Somali pirates?
They're both pirates.
Wait, who's Korean pirate?
A Korean wingman? I'm a pirate.
Okay.
There you go. Good job.
All right. Thank you for explaining that to me.
It's funnier if you have to explain it.
Yeah, it is funny. I always agree with that. Wait, so pirates?
Pirates 6.
Mm.
Yes. It says mega producer Jerry Bruckheimer says Pirates of the Caribbean 6 will see some actors from the original films returning to the franchise. Quote, I'm not going to tell you which ones, you'll have to guess. That's Jerry's voice.
Well, you got like 7 options here. You got Jack Sparrow, you got Will Turner, you got Elizabeth Goes Free, we got
Barbosa,
the Tibbs,
bloody wooden eye guy. Who else?
Zoe Saldana. She was in the first one.
Yeah.
Bardem. Javier was in one of them, I remember. So I guess you got, I feel like half of them died, but
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Chris? Do you want to see another Pirates movie?
I think most people just stopped caring after the third one, right?
That's yeah.
I like the original 3. I'll still watch them here, but I don't think I've seen the 4th or 5th more than once.
Mm-hmm. Do you think old JD's coming back? Jonathan Depp? He's got to, right?
Ooh.
He's got to.
I would think. He's the only one that's been in all of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd make another one without him.
Yeah. Even though he said publicly in court, he's like, I'll never go back. Hold on, let me get my Johnny Depp. I'll never go back to Disney, no matter how much money they throw at me. It's got to be a
Maybe
big
they
check.
threatened him. They're like, we're going to poop in your bed if you don't do this here, buddy.
Yeah. No, he'll come back. They gave Robert Downey Jr. like $50 million to come back. And here's the thing, Chris. Disney, they don't need a good movie. They just need a win. They just need a quick
That's true.
billion. This will make $1 billion if Johnny's back for sure.
Well, how much? I don't think the 5th and 4th made $1 billion.
Yeah, but it's been double digits since we've had the last one. People,
I guess.
ever since that trial, people were like, I can't wait till Johnny's back in the Pirate Sea. I would love to see Johnny.
If they got him, Orlando, and Kira, because I think the 5th one has him and Orlando comes back.
Kira's there for half a minute.
Kira's there for half a minute. I think you got to get the gang back
Gotta get
together.
the gang
Bring
back
that
together.
little short, bald little man.
Yeah.
Dwight from The Office UK. The
Gareth.
one-eyed man. And
Yeah.
the hello, puppy.
Yeah. We're putting a
But
crew
you got to
back
bring
together.
the whole crew back together. And then, hey, maybe you get a bill. Who's to say?
Anyway, you got any news for me, bud?
Gary Oldman
Ooh.
has been knighted.
Congratulations, Gare Bear.
No.
Oh, Sir Gare Bear.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Aaron Pierre, you remember him?
Green Lantern. And
That's
from
Mufasa.
Rebel Ridge. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
is reportedly being considered as the next James Bond.
Really?
They really want a black Bond here because, I mean, while we're hearing about Idris,
he grew out of the role.
I say go with Reacher. Let him be the Bond. Get a nice jacked Bond.
No, he's not classy enough.
Well, you can get him classy.
Sure.
Have him do an anorexic diet, take a tapeworm if you want him to slim down.
Is that what makes people classy?
Oh, yeah. That's what makes them classy. You got to be under 200.
Fair enough. All right. Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn.
New teaser for Chad Powers, a new comedy series starring Glenn Powell. The series follows a failed college quarterback who joins a struggling Southern football team disguised as the talented Chad Powers, releasing September 20th on Hulu.
Oh boy. Did you see the teaser?
I did.
Well, it's fun. It's only
fun.
20 seconds long?
Yeah. I'm excited. Like, it's a fun premise, and obviously, I mean, we like our boy.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn. Yeah. And it's been far too long. What was the last Glenn movie? It was the Hitman?
Twisters. Or was it Hitman?
I think Hitman was after.
Oh, okay.
But it's been like a year, so.
Here's why I like it, Chris. 2 reasons. One, we get to talk about something other than Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell for the week. And 2, Glenn Powell dressed up like a nerd. We can finally try to be on his same level.
Yes.
Looking like a troglodyte with his brow and gross nose. I'm like, hey, that's me. I see myself in him there.
Well, that's all I got, Steve. I got a question for you. You been watching anything?
Oh, you know the answer to that, Chris.
Yeah, you've been watching tons of stuff.
Oh, well, I guess you don't know the answer to that. And I haven't.
What, you ain't seen nothing?
Besides the movie we're going to be talking about, I haven't had time, friendo. What about you?
I seen Neighborhood Watch. Heard of this?
No. Is this with Owen Wilson?
No.
Just took a shot in the dark. Go ahead.
I'm like, they had the one with Ben Stiller and Jonah Hill and Vince Vaughn. Remember that one years back? I remember seeing that trailer thinking that was going to be the coolest movie, the funniest.
Boy, were you wrong.
And I was wrong. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
But no, Neighborhood Watch. Jack Quaid.
Okay.
He's a schizophrenic. And then you got his neighbors, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and he's an ex-mall cop, like head of security guy.
Oh, Blart.
Jack Quaid, like I said, he's schizophrenic, and he's seen a girl get kidnapped, thrown in the van. But no one believes him. He goes to the police, and he's like, hey, I seen someone here. And they're like, all right, buddy, sure. We'll look into it. He goes to his neighbor, who's this no-nonsense mall cop guy. They kind of trying to solve the mystery together. But part of the time, you're like, did this really happen? Because Jack Quaid, he's seeing these visions, he's hearing these voices. And I actually quite liked it. I think Jack Quaid's 3 for 3 this year.
Oh, yeah. What we got? Companion, Novocaine. Neighborhood Watch.
Wow. Neighborhood Watch. I wouldn't say it's as good as the other two, but they work well together. It's a fun, duo here.
Does it feel like The Boys kind of buddy cop where Jeffrey Dean's like a real man's man and Dennis Quaid's a nerd, or is it something different dynamic?
Yeah, it's similar. He's not as much a nerd as just crazy. It's pretty good. We both liked it. I'm going to say good. I liked it.
Fair enough.
I would recommend. It's already out on digital, so go see it. I liked it. Then I seen another movie, Materialists.
Oh, boy.
You heard of this?
Yeah. You know what? I've heard of it because I seen the dang trailer with Pedro, and I was at the theater. 50% of the trailers had Pedro, and this was the one that broke the camel's back. I was like, I don't want to see this because Pedro's in too much stuff now. Get it out of my face.
Oh, you're against
I think I'm getting...
Joel?
Yeah. He's...
Mr. Fantastic?
Get him out of here. I don't want to see him that much anymore. Or, sorry, I derailed you, but...
You raped me. You murdered me.
Come on, now you can't just... First-time listeners are just going to... think you're throwing out wild accusations. It's from Game of Thrones.
No. So,
anyway.
Yes, Steve says this movie stars Pedro Pascal. He's a handsome, older gentleman, suave, rich. He's got us all. They call him a unicorn, as they say. And you got Dakota Johnson. She's the matchmaker.
Yes, kind of like a girl hitch.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Way to take the words right out of my mouth here.
All right.
She's the girl hitch, or as you could say, she's a
Say it.
ditch. Yeah, she's the girl hitch here, and then Chris Evans, he shows up. He's a former lover of hers, an ex-flame. I guess they're trying to make it seem like he's not super hot, but I mean he is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who are we kidding?
Who are we
But
kidding?
he's poor, and he's not as rich.
So he's not
and
as hot anymore.
Is she going to go after this Richard Gere type? You know, the older, handsome, charming, may shove a few animals and crevasses, or go after the Chris Evans here, the poor but hot, and you know they got that little spice between them. It's all about materialists. Weddings are just a handshake agreement. You know, we do this and that, and it really goes in on this. And let me tell you, Steve, I hated this movie. It was so I did not like it. I thought it would be like a Hitch, like a rom-com.
Yeah. That's what it was marketed as.
Which I guess is probably more on me, but it's nothing funny whatsoever. I think I just don't like Dakota Johnson. Is that fair to say? I like her daddy.
Yeah.
I think he's
Magic?
fun. Magic Johnson. Hey, he had a heck of a run with the Lakers here, you know, before the incident.
I think she's an all right actress.
What is she good in, Steve?
She seems like a fun person. I watched Hot Ones with her recently, and I was like, okay, she's kind of fun. Also, she put Ellen in her place one time, and that was fun,
That's
too.
the one thing I liked about her is the Ellen. But
Yeah.
I'll see random clips, like one popped up of her and like Jimmy Fallon. I think she just kind of reminds me of like if I was an actor, where it's like not that good. The newer Kristen Stewart, if you will.
Not new and improved, just newer.
Newer,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
I thought Pedro and Chris were fine, but I mean, the plot was just kind of boring. I didn't really care for it.
Can I guess how it ends? Can we spoil it?
Sure, if you want.
So she's got these two men. In the women's eyes, it's an easy choice. You choose Pedro, rich, famous, whatever, handsome. But they probably mark it up as Chris and her have a history, so she is going to choose Chris, but ultimately chooses to be by herself. Is that how it ends?
No.
Oh.
She chooses Chris.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Turns out, I'm just going to spoil it here.
Do it.
Are you going to watch it?
Heck no.
So Pedro, he's the hot, but he's kind of a sociopath, I guess.
Okay.
Where he's like, we're compatible together. You fit my needs, I fit yours. I'm rich, I'll give you money. He doesn't really like care about the love. He was a short guy. He got that surgery to make him 6 inches taller. They did that break the bone,
Oh, in
grow
the bones.
legs.
Okay, in the legs. Sorry, gotcha. I thought you meant another. Sorry, okay.
Yeah. And he got real taller and handsome. And Dakota Johnson, 90% of the movie, because she originally broke up with Chris Evans because he was poor.
As you do.
She loved him, but he was poor and he was trying to be an actor. And then at the end, she comes to a realization, you know, I guess you do have to love someone. So then she goes to Chris, which I get the message or whatever, but the movie's just so boring and it just drawn out. And you're just watching the movie and you're just like, this thing just bloody end? When are we going to wrap this thing up? And it was just like that for an hour where I'm just like, ugh.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I guess. I mean,
Nobody made you go, Chris.
that's true. My wife, she saw it and she was super excited for this movie because she loves Pedro. I thought he was Brazilian.
No, he's Chilean.
Yes, we found out the wife, she loves the Brazilians. I thought she told me he was Brazilian, so I've just been going with it for years. And then I guess I told her that it was Brazilian. But then, I found out he's not even Brazilian. I'm like, I don't know if I have the heart to tell her because she was just like, oh, yeah, hometown. We love this guy here. So just keeping this to the grave. Don't let her know.
Right.
But she was excited for the movie. She hated it. She hated it more than I did. It's a bad movie.
Fair enough.
Don't watch it. It's boring.
Okay, I wasn't planning on it.
So I'm saying bad. I didn't like it.
Fair enough.
But should we get on to a movie that I may have hated or I may have loved?
Oh, let's dive into it. We're talking bloody 28 years later. They skipped over months, just went right to years. They missed that window, didn't they? I was explaining to the wife, I was like, there's 28 days later, then weeks, and then it goes to years. And she's like, well, what about months? I was like, oh yeah, let me phone up Danny Boyle and ask him. I don't know. We're going to be talking about non-spoilers here and our ratings, just a little bit of the plot. And then if you want to skip around and forward to the spoiler section, you can do that. Star-studded cast. And by star-studded, I mean a couple of stars and other people.
Yeah, there's two people I recognize,
We got Aaron Taylor and his Johnson.
Sure.
We got Ralph and his Feinnes, of which there are many.
He is fine.
I know it's Rafe. Stupid name. I'm just calling
Is it
him
Rafe?
Ralph. Yeah, that's
I
how you
like
pronounce
Ralph. Funny enough, that one Disney movie, Wreck-It Rafe, you seen that?
it. Very good. Well done. Surprisingly enough, it takes place, let's see, let me check my notes. 28 years later after the 28 days later, and 28 years since the first one. Is that right? That sound right? Since the
28
first movie?
years since the first?
Since the first movie? Is that right?
No,
Is
like
that right?
in like real life?
In real life? Is that right?
The first movie came out 2003, you moron.
Look it up.
I don't know if you've done algebra.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. When did the first one come out?
It's 2003, I'm pretty sure.
Look it up, bookworm.
Why are you making me look up your problem here?
Hold on, since it's my
I'm
problem.
disagreeing. It's your thing. You have to prove.
Oh, I was off by a few years.
Was it
Listen.
2003?
No, it's 2002. We were both wrong.
Oh, wow.
One was more wrong than the other.
Yeah.
Just only slightly.
Yeah,
Anyway,
what's next? You're going to tell me the second one came out 28 weeks after 2002?
listen, they flew into production after that.
That was 2007, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm too lazy to look it up again. I don't want to be proven wrong further. Anyway,
You seen these movies?
a
Both of
long
them?
time ago. Long time ago.
You didn't rewatch them for this?
Nope, did you?
I did.
Okay.
I had never seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
28 Days, I tried watching years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We bought one of them Temu 2-inch by 2-inch projectors, that
Sure.
are like $15. And we're like, hey, sweet, what a deal. And then we tried watching 28 Days later, and I was like, I can't see anything what's going on. I can't hear. I guess our projector sucks. And then we just never used it again. And then, we never saw the movie. And then we're like, oh, this one's coming out. So we put it on. It's very blurry. I don't know if you've seen this recently, but it's very hard to watch.
Mm-hmm. Filmed on
Like
a
the
potato,
story
yeah.
itself, it's still good, but it's kind of unenjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to view,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still fine. And then 28 weeks later, we watched that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
It's got Jeremy and Idris, yeah?
Rose Byrne.
Oh, yes.
I'm well versed in the
Okay.
franchise now, but I wouldn't say I didn't have like an affinity towards them.
Sure.
I just watched them this week.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to affect how I feel about the movie.
Fair enough. Well, this one, it takes place in Scotland.
Scotland.
Follows primarily Aaron Taylor Johnson and his boy. They be living on an island. They're secluded, which is really smart, by the way. They're on an island and the tide comes up, so them creatures can't get to them. Aaron Taylor Johnson's boy's first time to go to the mainland and
Yeah,
and
get
look
him
at
a
something,
man.
get man them up, yep. Go hunting, go fishing, go sneaking around and about. And without spoiling much, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's
What's
what they
good?
do.
A zombie may be there.
Oh, good old Ralphie boy's there.
Uh-huh.
He creeps out, goes, "Rawr."
Are you saying that wasn't John from Lost?
It wasn't John Locke from Lost.
Oh, okay.
I know,
Well,
we were both disappointed.
news to me. Yeah.
Well, Chris, how did you like it, and how would you rank it among the other 28 movies?
I didn't like it. I loved
Oh,
it.
you pulled a me. Oh,
I pulled the you.
You
Did
got
you
me.
not just love
you
it?
got me, Christopher. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
I thought it was better than all three.
Mm.
I thought it was hands above.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think it might be my favorite movie of the year.
Really? Okay.
I don't know if I'm crazy here, but like as I'm watching the whole time, I'm like, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the heart pounding, which for me, my heart's like the Grinch here, 8 times too small or whatever, but it gets pounding. There's some scenes where they're getting chased and such where I'm like, oh, come on, run faster, don't fall down, you idiot.
Yeah.
Keep going. It adds a lot more. There's new twists and turns to this compared to the other ones. And most importantly, visually, it looks way better.
You can't count the pixels, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you can't count the pixels,
Yeah.
but it still has a lot of similarities to the other ones. It's more like a remaster because they still use the same song in each one.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I'm going to say good. I liked it. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I really liked it too. Right there with you. Best of the three. If I would have seen 28 Days and Weeks like live, and had kind of more affinity for it, it might have been higher on my list. Because like 28 Days really changed the genre of zombies, It did something new with it. And this one was much more digestible, easier to watch than the other two, if I remember. There's a lot to like about it, and I do have some cons that I'd like to get into, but I'd say it's a fun theater watch. It's tense. You got to be in a dark room and you got to be scared. It's a great setting for a theater watch. Yeah, I'd say go out and see it if you're keen. But you want to dive into some spoilies here?
Basically, like you said, they're on an island, and there's one pathway to mainland, but high tide will take it and cover it. And if you try swimming it, you'll just get taken out to the ocean. So they got a good settlement here. There's only one way in, one way out. So they get on the island, and a couple new things for this. You got the fat zombies that crawl. You got the guy from Dune.
Oh, Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah, you got him crawling over on the ground.
If I may, Christopher, I take offense to that. You know why?
What? Why?
I feel like there was some underlying commentary. If you notice, all the fat ones who were crawling around, they all shared one ethnicity.
White?
They were all Asians.
Bald? Asians?
Oh, every one of them. They're just all
really?
Asians. Yeah.
So were the fast ones Kenyan track runners? What are you talking here?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Anyway, if anyone else saw that, maybe it was just me. Maybe because I looked through the lens of race and everything. But
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see race.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, keep going. Yeah, the
so
fat
you got
ones.
these new guys, and they're crawling. But I guess they're just like got stealth level 99 or something.
Yeah.
Because somehow you don't hear these like 400-pound blubbery things.
It happens
just like
a couple
crawling.
of times in the movie, yeah.
And then you find out there's alphas now, which are big. And they're smarter.
A couple of Andrew Tates running around.
Yes, yep. They're out there. They're eating creatine, snorting pre-workout here.
Yeah. Let's go into some cons. There's a few ex machina moments where it's like, oh, I was saved at the last second. You know, I wasn't a big fan of that. Like when the mom and the son are in the gas station or whatever, they're going through and they are hit a wall of gas. And then he's like, Eric is up top, shoots it all. Big old explosion, huge fireball, and then they're just fine. Like not even
somehow didn't hurt them.
Yeah, some of the worst deer CG I've ever seen in my life.
You didn't like that, huh? Well, if you want to see worse, go watch The Ring 2.
Oh, somehow I knew you were going to mention that. Yeah, no, they have like a herd of deer, and it looks really bad. Like you can look, they all look the exact same running animation. It's only for a couple shots, but yeah, that was bad. I feel like the tone was a bit inconsistent, if I may be critical, because the first like 40, 50 minutes, awesome. You know, I love that, seeing their little establishment, seeing how their little ground rules, everyone's got a role. I love the island bit, and I love the sense of community there, like everyone takes care of each other. Sidebar, that's what we're missing in the world, Chris. There's no community. There's no community anymore. I don't even know my neighbors' names. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I like that bit where you have him, Aaron Taylor Johnson, teaching his son. It's so good at establishing that you need to be scared of the mainland. Props to, well, I thought it was the trailer people who came up with the Rudyard Kipling's boots thing, but that's in the movie. And it just enhances to the creepiness and like the fact that you got to be scared of the mainland because they're going to, walking across it and that's playing and you can feel the tension rising. And just that like gets my heart going because you're like, at any moment, anything can happen. So it establishes like, oh yeah, this is great. But that's kind of foregone and it doesn't keep that same feeling kind of the second half because that craziness is established. But then it's like, oh, this kid can just walk around with his mom.
Yeah. And they're not like creeping around. They're like talking pretty loud.
In the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So that was slightly frustrating to me. You either are on board or you're not with the ending. Power Rangers, it felt like a fever dream because when they came out, I don't talk in movies. Like I'm quiet as a church mouse. But when that happened, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
like, I was like, did he eat bad fish or something? Like, what is this?
Like, they're doing like 15-foot in the air backflips and choking them with a chain while the other one's like putting a bag over their head. Like they get off on the violence of the zombies.
Yeah.
Here. I'm not crazy, right? One of them did like a 15-foot backflip, right?
They were doing like a backflip gainer and like, it was fun, but I was like, where did this come from? Like nowhere did this establish. Also, that's Jack O'Connell. I don't know if you recognize the main guy from Sinners. He's having a heck of a year. 30-second cameo here, but one of the more memorable, I'd say. Yeah, so I don't think that worked for me, but I'm also intrigued about a sequel. Just to see like what the freak that is all going to be about.
Mm-hmm. They're doing the sequel. It comes out in January, actually. They were actually smart and filmed them back to back.
Oh, that's so nice. Do you know what the second one's going to be called?
It's 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
That seems like a DLC.
But it's got Killian.
Oh,
he's coming
really?
back.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. I love me some Killian.
It might just be Danny's style here, but like it'll be an action scene and the cuts are just a little too distracting to me. Where normally it's like you're running, it's a continuous shot, but it'll just like cut for like half a second and then cut to something. And it does that a good amount. And it was just more, I didn't like it. It was just bothering to me.
Fair enough.
It did a little dream sequence when they're did a couple of those. Some of them I liked, where it'd be like, oh, they're shooting archers, and then it'd cut to like them shooting arrows from a tower, kind of like a callback to 28
Not
weeks
a dream
later.
sequence, but okay.
But
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
The dream sequence is when they're in the roof and the roof's the chimney goes out and they're doing those type. It did a lot of those, which some I liked, some I'm like, all right, well, enough of this. I wish it had more Aaron Taylor.
Ah, yes. And less of his Johnson.
And his Johnson.
Oh, more of his Johnson?
I'd say most of his Johnson.
I'd say put that thing away. That's where you got in trouble in the first place.
That's true. But then we wouldn't have a good movie.
I think it could have had more of an emotional punch. It doesn't really have as much as it could. I would say get rid of the mom storyline and establish a dad and son relationship. Because that was like really solid the first half. You know, you see the dad and they're bonding. He's not a perfect dad, but at least, you know, they're really close and they're both capable. And I think it would be a lot better if like the dad had like some, maybe he's got cancer or like some form of dementia or something. And so like he's kind of goes in and out while in their trip, you know? And so like the kid kind of has to like step up and like really learn. It's like almost like he's like fighting two battles against the zombie and like his diminishing father. And it would be like more of a punch when he actually like does meet old Ralphie boy. And like you have the mom stuff and they try to establish it. And I'm like, this is fine. But what grabbed me in the first place was his relationship with his dad, you know? I don't know. Maybe that would have worked. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I like yours.
If it would have had Spike and the dad, like maybe Spike's got to like really step up and take care of his dad. And that puts him in situations where it's even more tense. Because then you get put in his shoes as like the point of view character where, hey, we've never been here. He's never been here. Look at all this dangerous ground that both of us have to go through and endure. That would have been, I think, more effective. And when the emotional beat does happen, when he holds his dad's skull as opposed to his mom's, then it would have had more punch. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Not to say I didn't love the movie. I'm just saying maybe that small change would have been different. And my last con, Christopher, too much zombie dong.
I mean, I wouldn't say too much.
Any amount of zombie dong is too much.
Perfect amount of zombie dong.
I like to see my zombie dong on my terms, Christopher. I don't want it just sprung up on me, if you know what I mean.
I'll meet you halfway. Too much flaccid zombie dong.
Well done, yes.
But I got some pros here.
Shoot.
I think these are my favorite zombies.
Yes.
Because The Walking Dead, they're slow. And then like most of the other ones, even like Zombieland or World War Z and those, like I feel like they take a little while to get infected versus this one. It's just like instant and they're savages.
They're much scarier. You got World War Z and it's not the quantity, at least for me. I don't need to see a whole bunch of CGI zombies stacking up on each other. This one's so much more effective because you see individually, they're terrifying. And then you got the Alpha, you got the Liver King who is like, could run 100-meter dash in 0.2 seconds, you know? And so I think that's much more effective. They're way cooler too.
Love the Alpha edition.
Yeah.
Made it a lot creepier. You don't really assume anyone's safe. There's a scene where Alpha, to just show him running, and Ralph Fiennes and Spike, they jump down, they're hiding this thing, and they're hiding underneath the bars, and Alpha's trying to get that baby / kill them. And it like breaks through, and it's grab Ralph Fiennes. You're like thinking, oh, it was fun while it lasted, you know, you're gone. And then he ended up saving him with the little pen thing. But like stuff like that, it's more intense because I'm like, I thought he was dead, you know, like I just assumed he was a goner. They do a lot of those scenes where it'll cut to red vision of the zombies beforehand, like ripping apart the animal and such, which if you got a weak stomach like Steve here, you're probably scared out of your mind. This is repulsive.
My boots were looser because I was shivering in them so much, Christopher.
I really like that. Overall, simple story, but very effective, I'd say.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the first half, really great. I love the established world. I love that it feels lived in and that, you know, the rules and everything are great. Aaron Taylor Johnson's really good. I think my favorite actor in this is probably Ralphie and his Feinnes.
Yeah.
He should have been more in this. And if he's in the second one, that would be awesome. His whole character is just so fascinating because, yeah, you're like, oh, this guy's a crazy, kooky old doctor. And then when you meet him, you're like, oh, actually, he's like nice, you know? They don't really tell you why. Like he started doing all this, well, maybe like the, remember death or whatever. There's so much to his character where, I don't know, it's just interesting that he's different than the rest and he plays it so well. The bone temple is really cool. I love that kind of imagery. I assume it looked like it was made in real life. It didn't look fake or anything.
They had to get 500 extras that are like, what are you willing to do to get in this movie?
Are you willing to end your life? Yeah. No, I love that. It looks so cool, and I love that section with him and how nice he was to the mom and the boy. There was some really cool, unique camera work. You mentioned it, that you're like, weren't a fan. And I hear, quick jumps here and there was like a bit jarring. But I think that added to the kind of disorientating nature of when they were running away. We know 28 days was filmed on a phone, right? Which is why it had 100 pixels.
I think it was filmed on a digital camera.
Oh, that's right.
I
Sure.
could be wrong.
No,
this one
right.
was filmed on an iPhone, I'm pretty sure.
Indubitably, yes.
I seen the picture because they're like, oh, it's filmed on an iPhone. It's like 80 different iPhones around a shot of someone with, all the lens filters and all that.
They'd use that rig for when someone would shoot the zombie, and they had kind of like in the Matrix. Have you seen behind the scene Matrix? It's all the same cameras taking a picture of the same thing. And so they moved the camera angle like, 180 degrees, and it looked very, it's like a fast version of the bullet scene. And I thought that was really cool whenever they did that. Very jarring because it doesn't match the rest of the camera work, but it was like, whoa, it hits you more, I feel. I love me a good Dutch angle. They got a lot of Dutch angles here. Yeah, I just really dug it. I probably won't watch this ever again because my wife hates horror movies, but there'll be a lot of scenes I watch on YouTube. And again, if you want to see it in theaters, I would highly recommend it. So I think that's all I got.
Yeah, my wife, I thought she'd like it because she loves zombie movies, but she hated it.
Oh.
She was like, this was the worst of them all. This is so boring.
How?
And I was worried. I was like, am I crazy? Because the whole time I'm like, I think this might be my favorite movie. Again, it might, I'm recently by. We'll see how it goes in a few months. But as I'm watching, like, this is way better than the others. This might be my favorite zombie movie of all time. This is intense. I love this. But everything else, she hated it. She's like, it's so boring. I'm never going to watch this again. How did you like this? What's wrong with you? I think we should end things. She was not a fan. So let me know if we're crazy or if you liked it as well. I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes. They don't have the audience score yet, so I don't know if I'm crazy. But critics, they're liking it, 91%.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I think we did it, Chris. Got through another episode. If you're still listening, Big Die, I'm saluting you, doing one of those. Thank you for listening. Always a pleasure.
We made it to 1K.
Oh, yes, we did.
Shout out to you, the royal listener. We should have done something to celebrate. How could we not here?
Oh, we'll do a 10-minute standing ovation for ourselves.
That's true, yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Bloody, Farmers Only, HomestarRunner.com, AOL. We're on Tinder, we're on Grindr, we're on Bumble, we're on Farmers Meat. What else are we on, Chris?
Nothing else. Let's just call it a day here. Have a good week. See you next time.
Bye.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. This is the
Stale. Popcorn.
Popcorn.